Hello and welcome to a Star Citizen Squadron 42 October development update. We are keenly awaiting CitizenCon that starts on the 21st of October, as this may have some Squadron 42 announcements or presentations. We know that a lot of Squadron 42 features have been wrapping up conveniently as CitizenCon has approached. There is still a lot of work that Cloud Imperium are sharing with various areas of Squadron 42's development, despite them keeping a lot hidden for us for, assumedly, the event. Also, Chris Roberts said that we are at an inflection point, with Squadron 42 features now being brought over to the persistent universe much more readily. Could we have a Squadron 42 release date announced at CitizenCon? It's possible, but CIG are tricksy. It could still be a year off a release date sort of being announced. Anyway, let's jump into the development updates of what Cloud Imperium have been working on over the last few weeks and what they're focused on now for Squadron. AI features resolved an issue with vandal attacks not harming players or friendly AI. They also fixed behavioral issues related to AI taking cover, which will also enhance the situational awareness of friendly AI when encountering enemies. They then began providing animation support for cover transitions for each of the in-game factions. Issues were also addressed with attack and defend areas to ensure that AI units correctly advance to or defend a designated location. Significant progress was made on a key battle, with them implementing various behaviors to allow the enemy to learn from a player's actions. These learning behaviors will prevent players from exploiting specific actions to win. That's a really interesting way of saying that there's some sort of level of dynamic difficulty to the game. And interestingly, if you were a really fantastic player at the game, but then someone else, one of your friends, jumped on to play Squadron for some reason, would it be a significantly more difficult experience because of that? They're exploring design tweaks to the battle to enhance the overall experience. They've been improving the female sort of animations so that they move naturally in combat and they have parity to the male counterparts. They can do all the same sort of things, but it looking appropriate for the model and musculature. They also continue to provide animation support for crouch locomotion. Now, when players adopt a stealthy playstyle, AI buddies will follow their actions and crouch accordingly. AI Tech continues to develop various features over the last few weeks, including Boyd's and the Apollo tool, and then began focusing on performance improvements and polishing existing features. Lots of work on things like fish and birds and rats. Performance improvements were also made, with the teams there looking closely at systems that impact performance on dedicated servers. For example, optimizations were made to how navigation islands compute after parts of the navigation mesh are generated, basically just improving the over experience and resources necessary for this. It can do it quicker, it can be distributed on multiple threads. They're currently investigating optimizations to pantry navigation generation and pathfinding request processing. New functionality was added to the collision avoidance system. Updates to subsumption nodes now allow for the designers to make missions and more complex NPC behaviors more easily. Vehicle AI have been improving elements of Squadron 42's gameplay. They've been reworking the flyby maneuver that the ship AI use in combat. It's now much more aggressive and can adapt to what the player is doing. At higher difficulty levels, the AI will do a skidded roll attack during flybys, where they roll and strafe slightly as they approach, making it much more difficult for them to be hit. Vehicle AI also exposed various features to the designers to help them tune and balance combat encounters, such as burst fire controls for ships. The AI can now detect when a ship has entered soft death, disabled but not fully destroyed. Enemies will stop attacking in this case. Various tweaks, improvements, and updates were also made to enhance the overall game experience. The gameplay animation team have spent some time working on weapon first selects, so basically the first time you pick up a weapon that you've seen before, and you look at it and go, "Ooh, this is a cool weapon." A key combat encounter, the military pilot multi-tool, spec ops cover animations, field animations for missing player interactions, and fixes to the firing range's security behavior. They also focused on cockpit and environmental interaction animations to increase immersion, pickups for AI medical and ship hull interactions, and a variety of facial animations for flight combat and comms calls. The dialogue team completed their performance capture pickup shoots and moved on to asset editing and mastering. Content was captured for the breathing system too, which is being prepared for implementation. There was plenty of great quality content recorded to cap off a successful shoot, said the audio team. Focus was also given to the actor's status and asset mastering, and planning began for Waller, recording sessions to add background chatter to the game's more populated areas. The sound effects team continued efforts to fill environments with ambience in line with their sprint milestones. The game's weapons are currently being implemented with relevant sound effects, and the first audio passes on in-game VFX began, such as lightning strikes. The tech required to implement sound into cinematics was also completed, with the team breaking down the effect requirements for Chapter 1 to bolster the impressive cinematics with impactful audio. Code and tech work continued on the Waller system, and numerous bugs were fixed too, not to be confused with the moon in Stanton of a similar name. The gameplay story team supported a performance capture shoot and made improvements to a range of scenes across the campaign. They then used some of the new motion capture data to create a scene with a key character entering and using an airlock. A long start idle was also added to a 3-person scene early in the game. A console interaction was improved, and props were fixed and polished for a large mess hall scene. A new way of triggering lines while animations are already playing was documented, so it can be used in other areas across the game. The level design team continued to make progress on their Idris interstitials, so interesting scenes and conversations that you might happen upon while you're moving between areas. Along with the usual bug fixing and scene iteration, they completed the back end of the reputation system. Now the Idris crew will track a player's reputation via interactions, for example, selecting a negative, neutral, or positive conversation option, or walking off mid-conversation. They then moved on to Fortune's Cross, using the background AI to enhance its past its sell-by-date shopping mall at 4 AM aesthetic. For example, they added NPCs lazily eating noodles, wearily sipping on coffee, and carrying out shady transactions. They also completed additional work on a social section in Chapter 1. The level design team said, "We have our narrative scenes set up, but to reinforce the tone, we now have the background crew carrying out maintenance and repairs, watching frontline reports, and writing messages to loved ones." Narrative spent the first half of the month supporting the recent performance capture shoot. They also continue to meet with various level designers and leads to make final tweaks based on the latest updates. Narrative team said it was an intense 3-week shoot, but it yielded some fantastic performances and moments that will really enrich the overall experience. During the shoot, we also welcomed back some of our original supporting cast for some final pickups. The footage captured at the shoot is currently making its way through the content pipeline as editorial selects are pulled and passed along to the animation and audio teams. Additional wild lines based on combat AI feedback and Vandal content were also captured to fill in areas and supply more specific dialogue to support gameplay. With the shoot complete, the team worked on tackling many of the game's text needs, from Galactopedia entries to environmental storytelling and collectibles. The team is also passing along script revisions to the localization team. The UI team looked at conversation text, updating its style to match the rest of the game level screens, such as the radial menus, and after a lot of iteration trying to find the perfect style, a direction for the Drake cockpit UI was unanimously approved and will soon move into production. The team also began adding AI fluff screens into some of the main levels of the game. They said overall they look great, though we've spotted a few areas for improvement and have been working on adding some extra variety as well as improving the underlying systems so that we can use a single design on differently shaped physical screens. For example, we can make an engineering screen that fits on portrait 16:9 or super wide screen terminals in the level. The UI team also polished the visuals and ironed out issues with the visor and vehicle HUDs as they're used in game and come up against unexpected situations. They're currently polishing the map and radar systems, improving the visuals and usability. We haven't heard as much about the map and star map and updates and minimap and stuff like that recently, well, at least this time, I suppose. I do think they are very close to completion, and I'm hoping we see something at CitizenCon for them, because I do think that for the persistent universe especially, minimap, new star map, all that sort of scanning and just understanding where you are in the verse to from the very small scale to the very huge scale, really, really super useful. VFX continued working with art and design on several locations, helping to add extra polish. They also began fine-tuning the fire propagation effects. Boom! That's it for your Squadron 42 update today. Are you excited for Squadron 42 news at CitizenCon? Do you think we're going to hear about a release date anytime soon? When do you think we'll actually have Squadron 42 in our hands? Do you have any questions about any of the information we were talking about in this update? Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Want some more immersion with Star Citizen? Then the Tobii Eye Tracker 5 is on sale until October 9th. This gives you native high-precision head and eye tracking in Star Citizen. Very cool for general immersion, for combat both in ship or on foot. They are absolutely fantastic pieces of kit, and both Zin and I have one. Use the links below to grab one or to find out more. What the hell are you? It's nordvpn.com/BoredGamer, enabling you to minimize your presence on the internet, almost like a cloaking device. It also allows you to hunt out the best TV and movies and shopping deals by changing your region. It prevents big internet from gathering and using your personal data. There's even a data breach scanner and meshnet for your own remote private network included. When Zin asked, what's the Predator movie got to do with NordVPN or CitizenCon or Star Citizen, I said, what's any of our NordVPN ads got to do with anything? Grab yourself NordVPN in the links below for a seamless, secure internet experience. Every month we have a Star Citizen ship giveaway. For October 2023, we are giving away a Constellation Phoenix. This luxury multi-crew ship can be used as a mission runner, an explorer, a base of operations, and more. It comes with a luxury P-72 Archimedes snub, as well as the Lynx rover, allowing you to have on and off planet excursions. Just comment on any of my videos made during the month to be in for a chance of winning that. This is the bit of the video where I appeal to you to try and join the channel memberships and give us money. We have a load of you that are Patreons or have become YouTube channel members with the join button under my videos, and that goes a huge way in helping the channel and enabling us to make daily Star Citizen news entertainment. But there are a load of other ways to help us, liking, commenting, sharing these videos. That helps the channel grow. Thank you for watching to the end. Please get involved in the comments section, and I hope you have a great October.